Hi, anyone watching. This is just going to be a really simple and quick everyday face routine. This is what I would do if I was going to wear foundation during the day. Normally, I would just wear concealer and powder, but some days we all need a little extra help, so we have to wear foundation. But anyways, what I start off with is always my moisturizer, and then I'll put on a primer. Um, and the primer that I use is this Mary Kay one, and it's a gel consistency. And I use a primer just so that my foundation will go on a lot smoother and it'll stay on a lot longer. And I also use this when I wear just the concealer and the powder, and it really does help keep my face products on. So after that, I use an eyeshadow primer, and I use this right under my eyes, and the reason I use it is because it really helps with any creasing or settling of concealer or foundation under your eyes, because that happens to me so much because I have really oily skin, and I find that throughout the day if I don't use it I just keep having to like pat under my eyes to make sure it hasn't settled and make sure I'm spreading it out, and that's just a whole irritation in itself. So this really helps with that. So what I do is I just take a little bit of this. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and this is the original formula, and I just put a little bit right under my eyes and I dab it in. I think I forgot to mention I already put on my foundation primer before I started the video. So this really helps just keep any cream products that you have under your eyes on. After that, I will use my foundation, and the foundation that I use during the day is this True Match foundation, and this is in N2. This is by L'Oreal, by the way. They have they have three different, I guess, like tones. They have cool, neutral, and warm. I tried the cool and the warm, and they're just either too pink or too yellow for my skin, and I just always go back to the neutral, and I really like it. This pretty much matches my skin perfectly, and I really like it for daytime because it has a SPF of 17, so that's really good. So what I do is I just take a little bit onto my hand, on the back of my hand, and I'll just dab it on my cheeks, my forehead, down my nose, and on my chin. And I use my hands because I feel like it's just a lot of like a much easier application. It's much quicker, and I feel like it blends it much better because the warmth from your fingers warms up the product. It helps it blend in much easier. And it really is, I feel like, a lot quicker than using a brush, because the brushes, for me, leave streakiness, and I just don't like it. But I think this works great, for me at least. Um, I blend it down my neck just to make sure I don't have that really annoying, unattractive line of demarcation. Okay, so after that, now it's time for concealer. For my concealer, I use the Hard Candy Glamouflage. And this, I think it's the lightest shade, obviously, because I am super duper ghostly and pale. So I just take a little dab onto my finger, and I'll just dab that wherever I need it. I put it around my mouth and also around the sides of my nose because that's where I normally get red. And then I just blend that out with my fingers. put that on wherever I have any redness. So after I'm done with all the cream products, I take a tissue and I pat it on my face just to absorb any excess product or excess oil on my face, just to really help anything I have on stay on longer. So now I use a powder, and the powder that I use is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear, and this is in translucent light. And I loved the Physicians Formula mineral collection that they have. I think I like it better than any other mineral products that I've ever tried. So I just pick that up with a fluffy brush, and I just dust it over my entire face. So next I use a bronzer, and the bronzer that I use is another Physicians Formula product, and this is the Bronze Booster, and it is in light to medium. And I usually use just the same brush that I use for my powder. And I just pick up a little bit of that, and I do the E3 method where it's just like that. I can't think if it's E. Well, I just know it's one way it's E and one way it's 3. And this really just helps warm up my face because I am very, very light. And then sometimes I'll just pick up a little extra and concentrate it right under my cheekbones just to give a little light contouring. And then I'll blend a little onto my neck. And that's it for bronzer. Next, an everyday blush that I use like super often is another Physicians Formula product. And this is called Rosy Glow, and it is part of their Mineral Wear collection. And it's really, really pretty. Like, it's very natural looking. It just gives you a nice flushed look. So I'll just use any kind of blush brush that I have. This one's angled. And I'll just dust this right on my cheeks and blend it backwards into the hairline. And just to help with a little blending, I'll pick up that big fluffy brush again and just go right over that. And for my very last step, I use a highlight, and this is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. And I just use any small brush, and I put this right on all the high points of my face. So right on the tops of my cheekbones, right on my temples, down the center of my nose, and right on my chin. And that's it. That's pretty much everything that I do. Sometimes I'll skip the whole highlighting and blush and bronzer, and I'll just, if I'm really, really, really trying to rush out the door and I just want to cover up any of my imperfections. But that's pretty much what I do for most days that I do wear foundation. So I really hope this video was helpful. Feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe, and leave any suggestions or requests for future videos. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.